Welcome back, Rogue Nation. Your Kansas City Chiefs are headed back to the AFC Championship for the sixth straight year on the backs of their best offensive performance in 2023 to 2024 season. We are going to break down how Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the entire offensive collective got it done against Buffalo. Yes, they had their injuries, but what Kansas City was doing was efficient, it was effective, and they mixed up a good amount of chunk of run game and their passing game. My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst here at RGR Football. And if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and then let me earn a like from you guys as we get into the tape and break it all down. So to start off, we're going to talk about the differences in what the Chiefs have been doing this postseason and in this game specifically. One of the plans that I wanted them to really enact and to get going was a larger portion of this power gap run scheme. Throughout the season, they were far and away a zone run system with your gap power schemes built in every now and then. This game against the Bills, they ran 16 zone plays and 16 gap plays. So they're pulling guards, they're pulling tackles, they're pulling tight ends, and they're getting Isaiah Pacheco out in space. This is single back power. And what I love about all of this is that we get to see Joe Thuney being used in a way that lets him just get out and motor people down. I love them being able to do that. Isaiah Pacheco he's become such a more of a patient runner. You get him leading the way here out this way, and then it's just going to be Isaiah Pacheco following his blocks. And I loved that the Chiefs got downhill with this, and you're able to get some down blocks here. Look at the spacing from the defensive ends and tight ends. You know, you get Travis Kelce blocked down, just get in the way a little bit. He gets off another guy, and then let Pacheco make the play there. So you get about 10 yards there. And then they bring out 13 personnel. This is a pin, pull, toss play. It's going to go out to the left. Pin, pull means you're going to pin down as an offensive lineman. And you see Nick Allegretti here and Trey Smith trying to do that. And then you have Isaiah Pacheco get out in space. And one of the big things that I liked about this play is that it's more zone toss. Like, this is like a wide zone toss. It's not as pin pulley as you like, but the reason it kind of qualifies that way is that you have both Donovan Smith and Blake Bell are going to pull out past Noah Gray, who is pinning that defensive end down there. He does a fantastic job here of pinning down, and then it's just a toss play to Pacheco. And this is what they were doing a really good job of, is that they were, again, pinning down this defensive end and then getting the flow of traffic out this way. There is one player in space that they want to get moving that way. And obviously with Isaiah Pacheco, getting him into space is his best attribute. You want big gaping holes like this for him to be able to see, to find, to be able to cut through and get vertical. So when we see Isaiah Pacheco in space with no one really in his way, boom, then he can make a guy miss in space. He gets up, nearly scores a touchdown here. This is what I liked to see from the Chiefs offense and their run game. They had a really successful day on the ground. You know, Pacheco with 16 carries for 95 yards. Isaiah and Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a good run that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But when you have a successful run game, you can do more out of your play action game. And this was one of the things that Ryan and I had talked about as well, not just for this game, but last game too, getting tight ends in the backfield. So one thing that they did a lot of in this game is every time Mahomes kind of came up to the line of scrimmage, you would see Isaiah Pacheco or Clyde Edwards-Helaire run up there with him. Obviously with the communication, a lot of times what that running back is trying to hear from the quarterback are the protections. What is he calling? What do I have to do? So in the linebacker's mind, they assume, you know, that running back is going to be protecting. He's pass protecting. So this is a great play, a great throw from Patrick Mahomes, running a little bit of what we know as commander. Now this right here is the concept. Let's open it up so you guys can see it here. Travis Kelce is running that sail route here, and you also have MVS on the right-hand side running that shake route. It's really going to be more of a curved line for him. It's a clear out for Travis Kelce to run that sail route where he's going to turn up at the top kind of and turn back out as Travis usually does. That curve linear motion that you see right here is what he's going for. He wants to get out there. We have Isaiah Pacheco to the flat right here. And all of that is showing you what Travis Kelce is doing. So we have the play action subtly here. Watch the linebackers. Okay, so their movement forward immediately. You can see them kind of looking. You see they're looking in the backfield. They're looking for that play action pass. Patrick actually does a good job of getting that off there and seeing the ball through that play action fake. And what this does is it allows Travis Kelce to build up that speed, right? He could be a lead blocker here. He could be doing a lot, but he's building that vertical movement, and you have the defensive players going the opposite direction or at worst standing still. And that's all they want. They want to attack this speed. There's Travis at the top of his route. Boom. Big play. And what I mean by, MVS, he kind of gets derailed here. He goes underneath, but he's running that shake route. He's going inside and then coming back out. But it's just taking a defender out of that spot, letting Travis get into it. Really nice play design from the Chiefs there, putting two tight ends in the backfield with Pacheco, that full house look. And, what I want to go back here really quickly is that the offensive line does a fantastic job, but we're gonna kind of zoom in here on a player that we all want to pay attention to. I think that he was a little nicked up in this game. That's why you didn't see as much targeted his way. But this was designed specifically for Travis Kelce. But look at the top with Rashee Rice in man-on-man coverage. Inside, boom, outside, and he's breaking open to that left-hand side. Just something to tuck away in your back pocket as we get into the AFC Championship game against the Ravens, who might play far more man coverage than the Bills did. Now, this right here is what I want to talk about. Look at the formation for Kansas City. This is what we call a condensed offensive formation. The Chiefs' game plan in this game was to run a ton of condensed formations. And what that does is it brings the defense, into this same kind of look. You have more of a condensed feel right here, and you have space to the outside. And it also forces those players to have to get to their space and open up a little bit more of the middle of the field where the Chiefs want to attack, or the outside where there is more space to have to get to. So they ran 33 of these condensed spacing looks on offense and 13 spread looks. What I would qualify as spread are players outside the numbers, right? So this is a fantastic throw, fantastic concept from the Chiefs, running a little bit of a modified sail route, a sail concept, where MVS is going to be the one in motion here. Usually he's on that side already. And the sail route concept is you're going to run just the clear out route down the field. You have the corner right here, and then either a flat here or a flat there. You get the flat from Isaiah Pacheco. You have a little bit of a different feel for what Mr. Rashee Rice is going to do. He's going to sit down in the middle of the defense right here. So he's going to come around and take a little bit of those linebackers' attention because he's been a very good space player. So we have that sail concept at the top of the formation here with MVS running the clear out and Travis Kelce running his version of the sail where he's going to kind of bend it to the inside. Watch as he takes the linebacker climb. He even uses his whole shoulders. He uses, his eyes, and then he breaks back out. Patrick right here at the back of his drop, getting that ball out right now. Boom, on the money to Travis. Catch, first down. That's something that we didn't see a ton of this season, where the timing was just perfect. They had a great game plan. Another play action pass. Offensive line gives Patrick time. Boom, ball's out on the money. Great job on the play action and the sail concept from the Chiefs. Now here, this is a third down. Third down inside the red zone, where we've seen the Chiefs kind of fail many times over the last few weeks. Fantastic draw up for Rashee Rice. You see a little bit of that zone coverage on the back end here from the Bills, but the biggest thing I want to really reiterate here is that the Chiefs want to target Rashee Rice. So let's look at what the Bills are doing here. They're going to run a little bit of a modified defensive front. You have 5 guys down here and a roamer. number 21, they're going to play a little bit of dropping a defensive lineman into Travis Kelce's zone and try and take him away. So let's count the numbers on the left-hand side. You've got 1, you've got 2, up to 3 Chiefs receivers, right? 1, 2, 3. That means this safety has to come down for responsibility. You have to cover somebody here. So you have 3 on 2 immediately, which creates a mismatch. And that's what the Chiefs wanted to do. They wanted to execute this play. So it just shows you right here, you have one player in space, but they do a good job of converting this to a cover 3 look. You get rotation here. They're going to rotate back. So you're going to rotate to a cover 3 look where this defensive back is playing that cover 3, and then you have the cover 3 deep, and then this defensive back is going to cover underneath. So he's going to take McCole Hardman and pass him off, and then you have this safety come down here. See how they're trying to disguise what they're doing. They're converting different players, and you're going to see right here at the snap what they're trying to do. But they Chiefs are going, again, they're going to take both McCole Hardman and Justin Watson. You guys are going to clear out down the field, and all we want you to do, Rasheed, is just kind of delay and get out there for a first down. It's just going to cut underneath, but you can watch the bottom here, these defensive linemen. There goes the 1 drop off. 21 comes over. So right into that Travis Kelce zone like I was talking to you guys about. So dropped into a zone here. You've got eyes on Kelce. You've got eyes on Kelce. And then the mismatch on the left-hand side with space. Mahomes sees it the whole way, and he throws that up, allowing him to go get that football. That's what I liked about that play. Really nice execution on 3rd down. We're seeing the Chiefs play action. We're seeing the Chiefs run game. We're seeing an execution-based offense that did a really nice job of converting their plays, running their plays, and not getting caught up. This is also another reason why running McCole Hardman out there on these plays is an important part of their offense. This is a wipe play from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We're going to watch back-to-back of Clyde and Isaiah Pacheco running the same play. It's just going to be a little bit differently drawn up. So this is, again, going to move defense with the orbit motion or the end-around motion. You're going to see the defense obviously go with it a little bit. You get that shifting, just a little bit of the shift where they move to that side because they have to respect that the Chiefs will throw it or hand it off to McCole Hardman, as they have shown that they are willing to do. And then they come back. There's that shift. You guys even see backing off of the pressure up here of the immediate coverage aspect. He comes back a little bit. We got a little bit off. These guys all move away a little bit, and the Chiefs come back. They run wipe, and they add a blocker with Creed Humphrey into that movement, and Clyde does a fantastic job. You've got Joe Thuney out in space. They really did a nice job of pulling their guards, their centers, their tackles, their tight ends in this football game, got them into space. So what wipe is, I did a video with it a few weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago, but you have block downs here, and you're just going to switch it out. The movement of the offensive line is still going to be in that direction. The blocking scheme just changes a little bit based on where your defensive alignment is, but look at how big this split is, and they want to take advantage of that. They come downhill, and boom, here it is. It gets easy, and Clyde can, make some of these bigger defensive linemen miss still. So this is Linval Joseph in here at number 93, coming around, but Clyde doesn't have to worry about that. He just gets in space and makes a guy miss, breaks a tackle, and goes for 20-plus yards. Fantastic play, design call from the Chiefs. Now, this is a little bit later, and it's going to look a little different. They motion Rashee Rice, and they run the same play to Isaiah Pacheco, who takes this one for about, 12, 15 yards. The same play concept with a little bit of a different window dressing, where they motion once again away from the place they're going to run. Because of the way that the Bills were playing so much zone coverage, they can dictate what the Bills defense was going to see and how successful they could be running the football. And that's what I mean by they didn't want to play man coverage. They didn't have the horses to do it, honestly, with their injuries. So the Bills had to play a lot more zone. It changed some of their coverage aspects and responsibilities. And there we got Joe Thuney out there in the run game again, getting to the next level. It's just a really nice job executing from this Chiefs offensive line, running that wipe concept. Now, we expected the Bills, after getting kind of run on and eating up space from the Chiefs offense in that first half, to change some things in the second half. They did change some things in the second half. The very first play in the second half right here, we get more man coverage with a single high safety. Okay? Single high safety, something that they didn't really see a ton of out the gate in the first half. And Patrick Mahomes, as we know, is always ready to take a shot down the field. This one to MVS, where comes down with it. Fantastic job. This is the, not the commander, where you at? This is Stash, all right? So we've got the hitch on the outside, that's Justin Watson. And then versus man-to-man, you can see right here, it says when we have man-to-man on that outside, you take it more on that fade route. So they call the special seam. So depending on the coverage, if you've got that middle field defender over top, if you've got middle field corner, this way you take that up the field. If you got the middle field, midfield to the up top, over the way to the outside, you take it over the middle of the field. If you get man-to-man coverage, you take that down the sideline, make it more of that fade route, so you get that hitch fade action, and then the underneath concept right there, which is exactly what we see the Chiefs do. You've got right here, Rashee Rice is going to come down and just run that play here. You have the hitch route, and then MVS taking that up the sideline. This is a cool thing on the opposite side that the Chiefs were doing right here. You get a little bit of a block from Travis Kelce and a wide kind of flare route from Isaiah Pacheco. And, you know, if you get a look that you like in space, you'd kind of dump it down to him as a pseudo screen. But because of what Patrick Mahomes saw right here with this deep field safety and man coverage underneath with that look, he's taken a shot. I love the aggressiveness because this is exactly what makes the Chiefs offense so hard to defend. Mike McDonald is going to be tough for Baltimore with the different ways he's going to change things up and make it look. But this is how the Chiefs offense had been so hard to defend for so long, because of the adjustments. You can't play man, you can't play zone, because Patrick will see it, identify it, and pick it apart. And I still, just the offensive line in this game, guys, continuing to play their asses off. Snap in and snap out. Patrick dealt with almost no pressure in this football game, but he was quick identifying. He was seeing everything, and just a fantastic ball there to Marquez for the big play. And this is another play near in the second half of the game where MVS comes up big. Bills are going to show a little bit of pressure with those linebackers kind of mugging up there, getting toward that line of scrimmage, and here they come. They drop off some other players into coverage. You get man coverage across the board with that deep safety, and then the Chiefs kind of run a little bit of scissor play here. That's what it looks like. It didn't end up unfolding that way because of the way the physicality worked out underneath. So MVS is just running like a deep over route essentially here. The same from Rashee Rice, kind of. So he's doing the same thing. He's going to stop in his a little bit more. On the opposite end here, you've got Richie James just running an in route. Travis Kelce is running up through contact, and he's going to kind of stop here. And then you have an out route from the running back. So we see that this is the route right up here where the Chiefs get it again. Once again, we see that safety single high with kind of press coverage. That's what the Bills are showing here, and they're going to drop off one of these each defensive end into coverage, bring the blitz instead. And this was one of the times where, yeah, it's tough to cover that, but Patrick does a fantastic job seeing where the pressure isn't, stepping up into this throw. And again, you see that press coverage down here at the bottom, the physicality. Number 31 gets behind MVS, and he is his responsibility. As soon as that happened, this play was over. And MVS was wide open down that left-hand seam. So Rashee Rice there, again, in that bevy right there, looks more like scissors, but he's kind of holding up so that his player doesn't come off of MVS. That's kind of what I liked about this play. It's like, watch Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is right over here. Watch how he's going to kind of hold on to his player, his man coverage player, because a lot of times if you look at the football, if you look at the quarterback and you keep over the middle of the field, one, you see he's looking directly at Patrick. So he's got eyes in the backfield, but he knows what's what the route concept looks like. So he's going to stop here. And also he takes a second to look down at his man right here. All right. So he's behind him. If this defender is looking at Patrick, the one thing that Rashee Rice can do is look to stop in the middle of the field, like he's going to be able to catch the football if this defender breaks off and goes after MVS. So I think this was a nice heads-up play from Rashee Rice to really hold his defender and get MVS continuing open down the field. Nice job hanging on to that football from Marquez. Again, we've dogged him all season, but what they did in this game cannot be misstated. He has had 3 targets and 3 catches, and they've been big catches in the last 2 games, and he came up big for the Chiefs on Sunday. He's going to continue to have to. Someone's going to have to, whether it's him, Justin Watson, Richie James, McCole Hardman. Any of these players are going to have to continue to step up going forward. But we can't end without talking about what Patrick Mahomes did to a defender on Blake Bell here. This is some Houdini stuff, guys. This is why Patrick is so good. He's not even running. Look at him. He's just kind of jogging up the left sideline. No big deal. What he does is so different. It's so special. I'm not even going to worry about the concept here. But we have another 13 personnel look from the Chiefs. They had about 13 personnel snaps to 12 personnel snaps. So they had combined 24 extra tight ends on the field snaps against the Bills for good reason. So here's the offensive line. Again, Patrick's able to get up in that pocket. There's no one here. They flood that right-hand side, and Patrick kind of makes it seem like he's going to throw the football to him. Nope. And it's another explosive play. 8 explosives for the Chiefs in this game against the Bills. They had 0. That is the kind of offense that has to show up for the Chiefs against the Baltimore Ravens. It's not going to be this easy. They're not going to be able to have this many explosives. There's not going to be this much space to work with. But what this Chiefs team was able to do is give themselves confidence. Going on the road, I think hyper-focused themselves. Juwan Taylor did not get penalized. He did not have a bad game. He played exceptionally well. There were only 2 penalties on this Chiefs team. We had still some fumble problems from McCole Hardman, but Patrick was not putting the ball in harm's way. He had a couple of misses, but other than that, he was on the money. He raises his game in the postseason, and I think it makes everybody else around him raise their game too. Going away, I believe, only is going to hyper-intensify and hyper-focus this team to make them continue to execute. If they do that, they're going to be in this game against the Baltimore Ravens. It's not going to look that way. It's just not going to. It's going to be a little bit different. But I trust in this team when they're in this kind of mode to execute like they did against the Bills, and you'll find themselves, like I said, in that football game when it comes down to it in the fourth quarter. I hope you guys enjoyed this film breakdown, all the different things that the Chiefs were able to do with the run game, attacking space, lining Travis Kelce up, attacking with MVS down the field, all of that and much more. If you guys follow me on Twitter at InHarmsWay19, we'll have more clips going up from the Chiefs defense, and all that stuff as we get closer to the AFC Championship game on Sunday. I hope I was able to earn a like from you guys from this video, and Ryan and I will be back on Friday to dissect that same AFC Championship game, how the Chiefs can win, how dangerous are the Baltimore Ravens, the keys to victory, and the final score predictions. We'll see you guys next time